was in 2007. All right.
More now of our special coverage here tonight, life in the U.S. in 10 years' time. By that time, there may be all kinds of new ways to safeguard and identify all those things that make each of us unique, our faces, even our fingerprints, even our eyes. Here now with more on the future of technology, NBC's Tom Costello.
The year is 2017. You're rushed to a hospital unconscious with no ID or medical history, but thanks to a microchip under your skin, it's all there. Science fiction 20 years ago, but a biometric reality today.
The technology is based on answering one simple question. Am I who I say I am?
Already, fingerprints and iris scans verify passenger identities at airports. Within 10 years, that technology may be even more widespread. And look for more complex facial recognition programs that scan a crowd of thousands looking for a single terrorist. Today's facial recognition.
And what a lot of people don't know is that when you use Facebook, it has facial recognition technology it uses. And it makes a map of people's faces when they upload pictures. So now, like I said, they have these intelligent streetlights that they're making also. So they'll be able to find you wherever you are, basically. Okay?
It starts with the eyes. Then it maps out the contours of the face and compares that against a database of millions, a database that's growing by the day. What's next? At the University of Bath in England, researchers predict big changes for consumers.
I think it is possible to free us completely of our wallets and keys using biometric technology, if that's what people want in 10 years' time.
In fact, it's already here. The latest home security locks use fingerprints to control deadbolts. And at the Jewel Osco grocery store in Chicago, some customers pay using their fingerprints. No paper or plastic.
You don't really need anything other than your hand, and you already got that with you.
So will future department stores scan our irises, like in the movie Minority Report, then offer products catered to who we are?
Hello, Mr. Yakamoto. Welcome back to the Gap.
Experts say that technology is here now. The challenge is to safeguard our privacy in a brave new world. Tom Costello, NBC News, Alexandria, Virginia.
So this is some of the things that Aaron Russo was talking about, all right? But now watch this.
It sounds like science fiction, placing a microchip under the skin to get you in your door, to start your car, or maybe give your doctor your medical history.
Or what if your child were to disappear? Would you be willing to place a chip in your child if it might help them bring them home? Barry Davis recently looked into what all this technology is about and the possibilities of this science. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, more than 2,000 children are reported missing each day. Most are found, some never are. But what if there was the technology which could help bring those children home? And that technology was no bigger than a grain of rice.
Elliot!
Oh, gosh. You love this week. Okay. Yeah, that scared me.
It's something most every parent has felt. That sick panic. You're watching your child play, having fun. You turn your head for just a moment, and they're gone.
My stomach drops, I feel nauseous and dizzy, and I imagine all the horrible things that could happen.
Tris Dickerson is the mother of a rambunctious 3.5-year-old who has no fear of anything or anybody.
And it scares me. It scares me so much. Someone would just be like, hey, I have candy. And you'd be like, hey, yes, candy.
We've been microchipping our pets for years, so why not use that technology to protect something far more precious?
It's technically realistic.
Stuart Lipoff is an electronics engineer who's watching the microchip industry closely. He says by placing signposts or portals like this handheld unit for animals in key locations, you could track someone. Some people are already placing microchips in their hands, which help them control everything from their computers to opening their front doors. And most of us use microchips every day to open doors to work or buy lunch with a debit or credit card.
The it factor, it still is kind of icky of, having somebody, put something into your body that's a foreign thing.
Lipoff says it's only a matter of time before people realize how beneficial it could be, and not just for convenience, but in what literally could be a life-saving instance.
I might be one of those moms in a heartbeat. I think I've had the chip, just so I would feel safer.
There are devices you can buy to put on your kids which allows you to track them with GPS. Right now, the technology to track a microchip with GPS isn't available, at least not available to the public. Barry Davis, Pins 5, Eyewitness News.
So now you see, they use this, these news stories as indoctrination tools. They get you caught up on thinking about, oh yeah, Dad, what if my child was missing?
Right.
Okay, they're playing off of people's fears. Okay, so next thing you know, people will start agreeing to have this done. Okay.
I noticed they use a lot of things to sell you. They use kids to sell you a lot of different, from cars to, you know, all kind of stuff.
Well, see, there's something that they do called the Hegelian dialectic, and it's a way of having two opposing sides, and you argue those points, and it brings people to a middle ground where, where they were far away from it before, but now, it's all right. I can see how that works. So it's a technique that they use. Okay, and so you got to remember that they've been studying the human mind and human behavior for the longest. Okay, so they want to find out how they can manipulate us. Okay, but this one, wait a minute, there was a different one that because this one, no, okay. Yeah, it's the same one. All right. No, this is a Christian guy that he puts up a lot of news clips.
All right, this next one's a little creepy. I want to see what you guys think. Okay. Brooke likes this idea, which tells you a lot about Brooke. Listen to this story. Okay, so if you forgot your ticket to a game, a soccer game in Argentina, it's not a problem because you can use the microchip that's been embedded under your skin by the team. An Argentinian soccer team planning experimentally to this point to offer supporters a chance to implant a microchip in their skin. Lets them walk right through, like Easy Pass in your car.
It's an Easy Pass.
Just walk right into the stadium.
But the Easy Pass is in your car, not in your wrist.
But see, I'm not really thinking about it in terms of sports as much as I would love to put one in my kids.
Just to know where they are?
I know it's creepy and really futuristic, but my dog has one.
Right.
And she ran away and ended up, so we live downtown and she ended up in Harlem. And somebody did deliver her to a facility, a place, and they scanned her and then they found us. And I honestly am not completely against chipping my children.
How is this to the girls?
I haven't, no, I thought I would do it in their sleep.
Now they know.
I would put it...
Mom, what was that? Oh, I don't know, it's a mosquito.
Now there's some people that have to get the chip for work, for their jobs. So when you're given that choice, either you get the chip you get the chip or you lose your job. What most people want to do? Lose their job. When they finish with this programming, because that's all they do. They use celebrities to talk about stuff, and if you see the celebrity agreeing with it, then a lot of people follow.
Must be okay. Yeah.
But it's very interesting that everything that he talked about came to pass. In terms of his contact with, this elite family member. So what do you think happened to him? He's dead. Just like George Carlin.
Who's dead?
The guy Aaron Russo, the guy that was talking.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
They killed him?
They say he died of cancer. That's what they said.
It's like Gary Webb. He broke the news about the CIA.
I was afraid to ask you because he was very, I'm sitting here saying, okay, he's really talking about, but so they killed him.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I believe that, you know, they found some way to get rid of him, you know, and that's what.
Because he came out really strong about that.
Oh, he came.
9/11, yeah.
Yeah, he can't. Well, there's a lot of people. The guy that wrote the book, Behold the Pale Horse, William Cooper. He also talked about, you know, the event happening, you know, before it happened, and he was exposing a lot of things, and they killed him too. You know, but they actually killed him. Actually, you know, went to his property and actually, you know, killed him. Now, this is a warning from a guy, 1965, that had a radio show. But listen to this warning.
I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. Thee. So I set about however necessary to take over the United States. I submit to churches first. I begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve. Do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old, I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make Lord's literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull or uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell it.
But you think about our children, when he said that thing about, you know, things being born, our children are what they call digital natives now. They're so used to the technology and all that stuff, playing on their phones and all of that. So now, reading, that's uninteresting, you know.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Hard to get on the book.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. You know, because because they're so used to all of that stimulus.
Yeah.
Okay, and that book isn't doing it for them unless they're a studious child. Okay, is what you instill in them. But our children are up against so much because they're constantly being bombarded. Okay, constantly. And my thing is, you know, I try to remind parents that, you know, with the television and the internet and all that stuff, you invite the outside world into your home. So they were watching all kinds of stuff on that phone. Okay, because they have access to a whole bunch of things, you know.
Distinction, I tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves.
Think about it. Even with us, Sunnis, Shiites, you know, at war with yourself. Okay. Allah tells us, what does Allah tell us in the Quran? Muslim. Do not break up your way of life into sex. Okay? It only should be Muslim. You know, and that's what we should refer to ourselves as. You know, because Allah says in the Quran that we're going to have to answer, you know, to him for, you know, breaking up into sex.
Was consumed, and with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within the next decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I'd evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in its own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who want it until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. What will you bet?
When he talks about symbols, now we got to think about this. What's the symbol of Islam?
The moon and the star and the crescent.
Star and the crescent, right? When I was growing up, you know, that's every time I would look up in the sky, because my father, you know, he told me, well, Islam has the only, you know, natural symbol, you know, the moon and the moon and the crescent, the star and the crescent. But then
That go back to some pagan worship.
it does, right? Where do you see in the Quran that talks about it? Even in the Hadith, where you see nothing about the star and the crescent being the symbol of Islam.
Yeah, I stumbled
So where
upon
did it
that
come
too,
from?
yeah.
Right. So where did it come from? It came from the Turks. You know, where they used to worship a sun and a moon goddess. Okay. So my whole thing is we have to start questioning some things. Wait a minute, something not right. You know, we have to be unafraid to have the courage to ask questions. We gotta question. You know, we can't just keep accepting, you know, what somebody gives us, you know, because they control our perception, you know.
States to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extreme in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be, and thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Well, heartbeat. Good day.
Deep. Deep. Oh, now, we have to remember that television is nothing but programming. That's why it's called a television program, because they're programming you how to think, okay, what to believe. How many people are familiar with the show Family Guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Family Guy, right? Now, also, there's a lot going on with this show. All right, let me turn this down.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
He
that
talk
show.
about everybody.
Right.
Equal opportunity talk about everybody.
Right. But our children are watching this. Okay? Us and our children. Because, you know, children do what they see. You know. But not only children, we do too. We want to be up with the latest fashions and, you know. Let me show you. This was an interview that they had with, and I mean, you know, the entertainment world is saturated with paganism, you know, Satan worship, which people don't even realize. But I want you to see this, okay? Because my whole thing is, all right, let's start looking at the people who make these shoes.
And you are
What are they into?
And what do you think
He
of the
just said
fact
he's an
that it
atheist.
seems to be a movement that's gaining credibility as of late?
I think it's about fucking time.
People do seem to be coming out of the closet about that in a way they didn't before my movie came out.
Yeah. Now Bill Maher, he's a big atheist too.
Right.
He came out with that movie, Religious or something like that.
Right.
But he's a strong proponent of being an atheist.
Hopefully that had something to do with it, but you know, I think you
No,
also...
I just think it is in general a movie. I mean, it's books, it's movies, it's just about time.
Well, you saw people who have had 8 years of basically being told nothing other than love Jesus and you'll be fine, you know, 9/11 and Jesus. And I think they're finally starting to come out of that, realizing, wait a minute, maybe if he's wrong about this, maybe this is in fact fundamentally wrong. I think there's still a long way to go. I think it's overly optimistic to think that it's gaining popularity with that kind of speed, but
Well, it was on the front page of the New York Times this week. In a number of places around the country that you might not think it would be happening when they put up a billboard that says atheists, please call. You know, there was no complaints. It was just people saying, hey, I want to join.
yeah, in 200 years, I think maybe we'll be there.
Yeah, I agree. It's not going to happen tomorrow. And you're also, I understand, a big champion of gay rights.
Yep.
Not for any personal reason.
No. Listen,
We're not a gay man.
I like a good-ass fuck as much as the next guy. That makes me gay.
But now, these are the we're allowing to enter into our minds when we watch their television programs. Okay? When we allow our children to watch their television programs. We're letting this man, you just had a strong reaction to his, his foul language, but this is the man that's entering our mind. Okay? Because, right, he's entering our homes. When you turn on that TV and you put on Family Guy, he's in your house. Right? Right. He's right in your living room. Okay? But now you with that smart TV, it's really in the room. Right? But now watch, y'all, because we got to watch how this programming is going. All right? Because they're doing a job on us and we don't even realize it. That was well, I'll show you that. They're getting everybody. They even getting our elders. Grandparents acting like this.
I know what you're going to do.
Right.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And look, you see the kid there. Sad.
3 generations starting it up.
Yeah. I can't show you one with the boys. But now they have a TV network called ABC Family. All right, ABC Family. All right, this show is called The Fosters.
Play, go against 3 in a row. Boom. Very funny. Oh, sorry, that was an accident. Yeah. Go away. Okay. Okay, I give up.
Now, they were, this show was in the media
Stop
lot.
it. Are you okay? I didn't mean to kick you that hard. Why'd you kick me at all? You kissed me, remember? In the tent? And then at the movie theater, you held my hand. And now...
You see what they're doing?
I don't get this. I don't get you.
Don't do it.
First 13-year-old boy kissing on television. Okay? 13 years old. Okay? But now remember, our children are spending more time with television and internet than they are with their parents.
You just got to talk to your kids, Michael, man. You got to talk to somebody every day. Every day.
Well, see, the thing is that we have to instill in them a love of Islam. We have to bring them Islam through the same media that they enjoy. We can use this technology to teach them Islam. So that's what the plan is. Let's bring it to life for them. Now, but notice that
Cedric is joining us.
That network is called ABC Family.
Right.
Okay? Think about some of your shows that you have on now. Modern Family. Modern Family whole lot of homosexuality in it because they're telling you that this is the new modern family. They had a show called The New Normal. Think about the titles. See, we don't really look at the words. The new normal. They're telling us this is the new normal. They're dealing with a whole bunch of, But now, this was, watch this. Oh, this is from y'all buddy Oprah. Y'all love Oprah too.
Cedric is joining us from his friend's house in Decatur, Georgia. Hi, Cedric.
Hi, Oprah. How are you?
I'm good. What's your question for our spiritual panel?
I'm a 33-year-old guy. I grew up in a rural part of Alabama, and I happen to be gay.
And the troubling part of our culture, which is largely anti-gay, being gay is a gift from God, but our culture doesn't.
This is a priest.
This guy reading the book, I mean, his own book.
Right.
And consequently, the culture sends messages that you ought to isolate. And isolation is the antithesis of what all of us need. We need community. We simply can't do spirituality. We can't be our best self. We can't be fully alive without a community.
Well, you're the first minister I ever heard say being gay is a gift from God. I can tell you that. Now you're here too.
Now the other guy, he was into The Secret. Okay? And you gotta remember, they're dealing with Kabbalistic belief. Okay? And, later sessions we can kind of talk about that. But,
what's the word you used?
Huh?
What word you said he is?
Kabbalah. He's a Kabbalist. Okay? And I have a way of breaking that down to help you see a different way of looking at the word Kabbalah. All right? Let me see. I want you to see this. Now, watch it, y'all. They're coming for your children.
Soon to premiere in the United States is She Zhao, a new cartoon on the Hub about a 12-year-old boy who puts on a ring and becomes a very feminine superhero. Let's take a look at the intro.
Here they go.
Who became a superhero to save the world.
The ring turned you into She Zhao.
As a girl. I'm a dude. No, he's a girl.
This dress is uncomfortable.
No, she's the boy who's. She's the boy who's a guy.
Are you ready to kick some? She's out.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Exactly.
Making the world a safer place.
Clever. I can fly.
Dressed as a girl. She's out. A new Hub series. Check your.
She's out. There they go.
They're indoctrinating your child.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandson has to read every day. When he comes from school, he's got to read for 30 minutes. And he can pick the book. And this particular day, I asked him what he was reading. What book were you reading? The book was called Captain Underwear. And I said, what do you mean, Captain Underwear? What is that? He said, it's a superhero and he wears underwear. I said, why? He goes out in his underwear? He wears whitey tighties. I said, how would you feel about your dad wearing his underwear?
Right.
Talking to children, being a superhero in his underwear. He said, I never thought about it like that.
I mean, what I saw, because I saw that same book, when I saw it, the same reaction. I'm like, what the heck? But then you think about SpongeBob. Okay, SpongeBob. But no, but what a lot of people don't know is that SpongeBob is based off of the 7 Deadly Sins. That's what the creator of the show said in the interview. That the different characters are all representations of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh, Patrick the Sloth.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, y'all not serious.
But that's what I'm saying. See, we can't stress the importance of us understanding that this is programming. They're programming us. They're controlling
TV program.
Right. They're controlling our perception.
Let me say this. Imam Muhammad enlightened, brought a world of enlightenment to these issues. way back with that book Subliminal Seduction.
Yes.
Right,
And how the
right,
power
right.
of this media and the power of this world. And, you know, we know these things. It's just a matter of what we're going to do about them. How are we going to combat these things?
Yes.
But we know that the shaitan is very alive and that he's controlling our lives. I mean, controlling this world, not our lives as Muslims. But what are we going to do? How are we going to combat him? That's our challenge as believers.
Right.
And that was back in the 70s. That was back in the 70s when he recommended that book.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the new Subliminal Seduction?
Oh, I can show you. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you a lot of stuff. You know.
Well, I mean, had in the 70s, you ain't do nothing. What was the problem?
It was. Wait a minute. Say that again.
You all had that in the 70s. What was done? Did y'all do?
Oh yeah.
Not y'all per se, but I mean.
Well, see, the thing is this: we have gotten away from understanding the essence of Islam. Okay, and like I said, we allow somebody else to dictate to us what Islam is. You know, we have to get into that Quran and understand this Quran and teach our children and reprogram our children. The thing is that we are going to have to find the strength to get away from a lot of the stuff that we're into now. You know, it's that inner battle. We have to teach our children to win that inner battle. And the thing is that, you know, Allah tells us in the Quran, everybody's not going to accept. Okay? So, I mean, you can teach and present, but it's up to people to accept it or not. You know? So, you know, Allah tells us not to get discouraged if they're not accepting. You know, you got to move on, you know. But, you know, everybody's not going to follow. Everybody's not going to believe.
Right. Our job is just to deliver the message.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. But the thing, the thing is, go ahead, brother.
I think that as leaders, just like these people are, I think that we have to become more creative in terms of combating what they're doing. In other words, we're at war. And we're being dominated, and we're not fighting back. You know, to me, our clergy and all these people, imams, clergy, all cardinals, all these people, we should be combating this stuff. But we don't. You hear nothing from us.
Right.
You know?
Because the thing is, they're using the old strategy of divide and conquer. Okay. And you know, a lot of us, we don't understand the problem because we're not analyzing the problem. You know, we do the same stuff over and over again. You know, and not really attack this thing. You know, we have to attack. But now, I'm going to touch on a point that you just talked about, all right? So I want to show you this, because we really have to understand the system, okay? A lot of us don't understand the system. You know, there's a lot of preachers, imams, rabbis, whatever, that don't understand the system.
And God said to me, here's the problem.
Now, this is a pastor I want you to hear.